my whole thing this year is to get you to wake up and come out of this darkness so you'll be in control of your own life and not look to experts or anyone else to tell you what is best for you. Because I've noticed that a lot of people rely on the experts, and the experts are as dumb as a doorknob. Really. The more degrees they have, the dumber they are. They really have no sense at all. So when I ask these biblical questions and when we fellowship, it's really to prompt you to get to know yourself so you can see for yourself. Because there are two realities, right? There is the Old Testament. The world is living out the Old Testament, but the new world is on the inside of you. And that's where you're supposed to live from. That's why God said, you must be born again. All right? So that's why I ask these questions, so you can start thinking for yourself. Otherwise, you will be destroyed if you let someone else think for you. I don't have a cold, Justin. So I've had the head claw all week, but I don't feel sick at all. And he's been telling me all week I'm sick. I'm like, no, I'm not sick. But, so my biblical question this week is, in the Bible it says to walk in the Spirit, to live in the Spirit. Have you heard that before? And so I want to know, is there anyone here living in the Spirit? In the Spirit and truth? Two people? Out of 1,000, two, huh? You're not living in spirit and truth? Victoria, husband.
Am I what?
Living in spirit and truth.
That's the goal.
So you're not doing it right now?
I am, but am I perfect in it? I'm not sure. Silent prayers sometimes don't get done in the morning. Stuff like that. It doesn't?
No wonder you're romancing Victoria.
Can I tell you what? I don't know. We see every time we come here, she sees the world's completely different to me. I don't feel like what she said. I mean, I have said she looks wonderful.
I'm playing. Cut out.
No, this is good. Can I just tell you this? Yeah. I kept things simple when I met her. I wasn't trying to romance her at all. And the gifts, very few gifts I gave her were very simple. Because I think that other stuff is deceptive. And in the end, it falls apart anyway. So you're right. That stuff ends.
So you don't romance her?
I don't think I do.
But why is she thinking you are?
Because I'm nice to her. Maybe she sees that as romance. I respect her.
Why do you think he's romancing you? Don't you guys be fighting? Did y'all move to Vegas?
We did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And so he's saying he's not romancing you, but you're saying
maybe I'm seeing, maybe the way that I'm perceiving the word romance, it's different than the way you guys are defining it. For me, romancing is, he's not giving me gifts every day or anything like that, but he like the other day I cooked for him and he really liked what I made for him and he was very appreciative and complimenting what I did and very grateful. And to me, that's like, wow, my husband appreciates what I'm doing. And to me, I fall in love with him. Like, I love that he appreciates that. Right, and to me, that's like, I see this as romancing. I don't know.
I was hungry. It tasted good. Thank you. It was good.
What I realized, women see things totally different than men see things, right? Like he was hungry, the food was just good, and so he's telling the wife, this food was really good, but he's hungry, right? And the wife's like, oh, he loved me. This is so romantic. Keep it up, you're doing fine. All right? So are you walking in the spirit and truth?
How will I know if I am, Jesse?
If you were, you would know it.
Right. So I'm not there yet, but I want to.
You want to?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is this a good question or what? See, all these things you should know. That's why God said, seek first the kingdom of God and his right way, and these things will be added unto you. And a lot of people don't know it only because they're not paying attention to themselves. They're just going by what they've been taught growing up and just thinking that that's real and that's the way life should be, and it's not. Really. I think it's so amazing that the best kept secret on earth is how to be born again. You know, they tell you should be born again. They say, oh, you just go down and accept Jesus. Do you believe Jesus died for you? Yes. You believe he rose and went to whatever? Yes. Nothing changed, right? But I think it's so amazing that something that's so simple is such a secret. And the secret is you got to forgive mama. They tell you, oh, your father's no good. Your father was an alcoholic. Your father was a drug. Who cares about that? That had nothing to do with me, right? But they don't tell you your mother turned you away from your father. Your mother recreated you in her image. You are like your mother, and you must be born again, meaning to overcome mama and return to the father. They never tell you that about mama. And so everybody walking around thinking they love mama. And mama all puffed up, dying of cancer and all that stuff, because she feel like she's God. The world is rotating around mama. And I think it's so interesting too is that when you know you need to go and forgive mama so that God can forgive you, for adult men and women, it's the hardest thing in the world to do. They'll go to daddy, but they won't go to mama. Oh, I feel sorry for her. Oh, she may get mad. Oh, she brought me in this world. She, all that crap. Nothing but excuses. But unless you forgive your mothers, this is for the ladies too, because women are recreated in their mother's image as well. That's why they do the same thing that mama does. They get angry, they try to control you, they're emotional, but they don't know that they are not themselves. They don't know that they are mama. And they wonder, how did I become like my mama? But once you forgive your mother, you will start to change. When you really see that she couldn't help it. And the only way you're going to see that is to know yourself. It's not uncommon to see men look alike, mama, look like a woman. I was at the gym the other day, yesterday, and some guy walking around the gym, and he had I guess he must have some long hair. He put it in a ball, and the ball was sitting up on her head. I'm like, what the? I'm like, why? Don't you feel like a girl? Can you see yourself doing this? It just feels girly. That should let you know, there's something wrong with this hair. But men are created, and women, in the image of their mother. That's why you must be born again, so you can be recreated in the image of God. And there's nothing like it. Really. You can finally be yourself. You will have no fear, no doubts, no worry, no nothing. And so walking in the Spirit, I want you to hear this and do what you want with it, right? Walking in the Spirit, and the only way I know this for sure, because I'm growing to it. I've heard it before, I read it before, but it's happening right now in my life. I have realized that walking in the Spirit is to be present at all time with God. And in that present is the truth. You are of the truth. And when you treat others, when you run into others, and somebody mentioned being mean to them, you're going to be honest with them, but you won't hate them, because your spirit in that presence of God is all love, and it's impossible to hate them. It's impossible for them to make you mad. But you got to live in the present. And so what I want to close by telling you, this year, be aware. Whenever you drift off into the past, of the illusion of a past in your mind, or the illusion of a future, you're walking away from spirit and truth, and you're living in darkness. And so when you feel that way, when that happens, just come back to it. Don't freak out. Don't let Satan tell you, oh, it's not working. But in the present, God said, come into my present, and in the present, all things are possible. There's no doubt about anything in life, no matter what happens. But Satan will still try to work your mind, but you'll see him. You'll hear his voice, and you know it's Satan, right? But it will work out. It can't help but work out. You can't help but have faith as long as you're outside of the imagination. And that's why God said bring everything into captivity. So, if you are smoking pot, and bring the pipe to church with you, don't be mad about it. Just know, do the silent prayer, During the day, be aware of going in and out of your imagination, because in the future, is nothing but hell in your imagination. In the past, nothing but hell, right? But in the present, perfect peace at all times. Really. And Satan will still try to work you, but it won't work. That's why God said, my children shall know me by my voice, right? Because his voice is a revelation. He doesn't talk to you. So anytime you hear the voices in your head, just know it's your daddy, Satan. It's not God. He will reveal to you, especially when you're living in the present. So get to know yourself and just relax. You are changing. I'm a witness to that. I have changed in ways that I never even imagined I didn't know it even existed. Because he keep his love away from the world, his information. It kept away from the children of Satan. He only allowed those to see who he wants to see and those who are truly seeking him. That's how you can see it. He'll let you see it. And it's mind-blowing. All right? So this year, just stay away from thoughts about anything, no matter what it is. I'm looking for this building for a barn, right? We got to move. And so, like, time was running out. And Satan was like, oh, man, they're going to throw you out, right? Because the guy's a Jew. Why are y'all laughing? Why is that funny?
You know why it's funny. You should be a commentator.
Because Jews love money, right? And ain't nothing wrong with loving money, I guess. But he's very nice about it. So what he did was he put us on a month-to-month payment thing rather than a lease. So as soon as we find it, we can go, right? But Satan would tell me, oh, you're going to have to go. You got to go, blah, 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 right? But thank God I did not think about it because I recognize his voice now. All right? I just recognized the voice. And so he couldn't get to me. I felt nothing on the inside about it. And I'm like blown away that I feel no fear, no worry, no doubt, no nothing. Because I know as long as I stay with God, in the presence of God, by staying away from the imagination, all is well. And so I want to warn you, do the silent prayer, go and forgive, and allow yourself to grow. All right? So if you happen to smoke a joint, but don't bring the thing to church. And the only reason you bring the little thing to church because you want to smoke going home. You know what I'm saying? But don't hate yourself. Don't hate others. You can't help yourself. You can't change anything. And as soon as you recognize that and stop fighting it because it's spiritual, it'll all change. It will. Everything will start to fall away. All those old habits, the anger, overeating, smoking pot, sexing, all that kind of stuff will start to fall away because you are growing and you're living more and more in spirit and in truth, right in the presence of God. All right? So just be aware of that. And everything will change. Don't get mad about it. Try not to do it, but if you can't help yourself, don't judge yourself. Any questions about that? So try living, just live in the spirit. Come out of your head. Everything is right here, right now. Everything else is ego. I think someone mentioned that. When you live in your imagination, you are living in ego. And unfortunately, you got the ego from your mother. Women, those who have not been born again or did not grow up close to their fathers, they are all ego. And I've been thinking that it was the man who was ego. But he does have it, but he got it from his mother. It's all ego. Ego is of your father, the devil. So walk in the spirit is simply means stay in the present. All right?